This is a narration by Tales of Terror. Brothers and sisters, I come before you all to tell a tale of forgotten days, of lost empires, and an age of the galaxy before the rise of mankind. We rule now where an ancient race once claimed dominion, and though it declines to its inevitable doom, there are still remnants of its empire's lost glory in the secret places of the galaxy. Listen well, and I will transport you through the mists of time to the last days of this decadent race. We begin in a time before time, when mankind was yet to crawl on his belly from the primordial waters to the mud of the shore. We were not yet worthy to inherit the mantle of gods, for another race claimed that honor, and the universe does not permit more than one pantheon to name itself divine. The children of Asurian they were, wrought from the fiery flesh of their godhead and cast into the galaxy like seeds from a plowman's hand. They called themselves Eldar, and their empire stretched from one side of the Minoceros Ring to the other, from Perseus to the farthest reach of Scutum Centaurus. Their empire was mighty and proud, for their gods had granted them the means to travel the length and breadth of their realm in the blink of an eye. The warrior kings, Eldanesh and Ulthanesh, led their armies in wars of conquest that saw every foe who dared stand before them brought low. And yet, even with the entirety of the galaxy as their domain, the selfish Eldar were not satisfied. Eldanesh wept for the emptiness of his playground, and Isha, the whore goddess from whose bleeding loins the Eldar had sprung, shed bitter tears that brought fresh life to the galaxy. Her grief was a wellspring of creation that brought many new and wondrous races into being, all for the amusement of her children, an act of such foolish indulgence that it beggars belief. As all here know, power begets jealousy, and the king of the conquered Hresh-Selene race plotted and schemed in the darkest reaches of the galaxy. The armies of Hresh-Selene, rebuilt in secret and scattered in dimensions beyond the reach of the Eldar, finally assembled and struck back at their conquerors. With their king at their head, the Hresh-Selene slaughtered the Eldar by the tens of thousands in battles that left entire regions of the galaxy uninhabitable for millennia. The Eldar were mighty, yes, and their warriors peerless. But the armies of the Hresh-Selene outnumbered the stars, and though each battle saw the dead number in the millions, it was but a drop in the ocean to the full might of their grotesque battle hosts. The Eldar were on the verge of defeat, and the gods wept to see their favored children so humbled. Once again, Eldanesh cried for his mother goddess to aid him, and she was shamed enough by his pleas to beg her brother husband, the war god Kayla Mensha Kane, to fight alongside the Eldar. Cain refused, for he had ever been jealous of Asuryan's brood and relished the sight of their pain. But when Isha offered him the sanctity of her once virgin flesh, the war god relented and took what she offered without heed for her life. No sooner had he planted his bloody seed in Isha's belly than a fiery avatar tore its way from her womb with claws of blood and a hunger for destruction beyond even the war god's power to unleash. Isha's death scream was her war child's birth scream, a battle cry that stilled the very heart of the galaxy in fear and echoes in the hearts of all who spill blood to this day. The Eldar knew this being as Melashael Atharakia, a name unspoken by their race, but which lives in their withered hearts as a gnawing fear.